Yeah, let me go back to the slide. Now let us go to the next slide. See, two roots of persuasion. You are aware we are currently examining the theories of persuasion and social influence. Persuasion, I told you, it is a gentle compulsion, right? Without any explicit or apparent force or order or power. You are with a lot of care and caution, you are going to persuade the people, you are going to gently uh, convince them, and you are going to win them over. Now there are two routes, two methods, two approaches to this persuasion. How, as a PR consultant, you can persuade your target audience to accept and adopt your message or your campaign. Now, attitude change occurs. See the bullet points. Attitude change occurs in two ways, according to the scholars who have proposed this model. They are, that is, two routes of persuasion. The two routes apply to and differ according to all the groups of people mentioned above. So these routes have different impact, different effect, right? Different influence on the target audience or on the group of people who we are targeting through your campaign. The two routes show that messages take one of the two routes during the process of sending and receiving the messages. So as a PR consultant, as a PR manager, you keep on sending messages to your target audience about your organization, its policies, programs, offers, schemes, rules, regulations, changes, etc., etc. Now, these messages take either of these two routes before they reach the recipients or the audience. One is the central route, right? And another one is peripheral route. Central route is the main route. You are going to carry the message. You are going to sort out their confusion, sort out their apprehension, sort out their doubts, right? And you are going to win them over. You are going to convince them. Then you are going to expect a changed behavior, changed attitude in your target audience. Uh, to begin with, they might not have got any interest or curiosity in your offer or product or your message. But by repeated convincing, by way of debate, argument, right, discussion, you are going to allay their fears, you are going to clear their doubts, and you are going to make them adopt your what is that message or whatever scheme or policy, and you are going to ensure a changed attitude in your target audience. So that is the central route, the main route, the most challenging or difficult route or complex route of persuasion. They may not get persuaded by simple words or by simple message. They might require cajoling, they might require kind of compelling, convincing, etc., etc. So that is a bigger, challenging route of persuasion. Whereas the other one is peripheral route. Even if you send a simple message, for example, if a message comes from Prime Minister, yesterday it came from the Prime Minister, a large section of our population simply agreed. He wanted us to greet the doctors, we all greeted. He wanted us to light the lamps, we all lighted. So not much convincing, not much persuasion was required. We followed, and there was a change in behavior, change in the conduct on the part of the people. So the messages sent out by the PR consultant or PR practitioner take either of these tools: a difficult, challenging, tough route where you have to require, you had to put in extra efforts to convince your audience. Other one is a simple, easy, linear, straightforward route where you give the message and they accept this without much persuasion, without much convincing, without much clarification. So the authors or the scholars have worked out and have found out that the messages take either of these two routes before you are able to persuade your target audience into the desired change in behavior or change in attitude. Yeah. Now your class was watched by a guest faculty. Now she has left. Now the central route, that is what I explained. Please go through the contents of this slide. Lot of persuasion is required. You have to motivate them. You need to have the ability, right? You need to be argumentative. People may argue, people may question the, the genuineness, the justification for this, the utility of this. You should be able to do all this. This is the central route of persuasion. It's very difficult, very challenging, very time consuming. You cannot expect a changed attitude or changed behavior in your target audience by simply giving out a message. You may have to do extra homework. You may have to do a lot of say activities before the target audience are completely persuaded and won over, right, towards towards you, towards your campaign, towards your message. So that is what I explained, the central route of persuasion. Whereas in the next slide, we have the peripheral route, right? Not much is required, simple hints, simple cue, a soft message, a one-line message probably will bring the desired results, right? But there is also this danger. See the last but one bullet. This kind of persuasion or attitude change might not last for a long time. That is the danger of peripheral route. You tell them, they follow this and they forget it. And again, tomorrow you may have to repeat them, right? See the repetition of the message, it might be required. Or unless it comes from a very, very credible resource. Credible means reliable, dependable resources. If I ask all the people of India to light the lamp, they might not care, is it not? I might not be known, I might not be in a position to expect them to do this. But if it comes from the Prime Minister, the source is very credible, people tend to follow. So, peripheral route of persuasion might be successful only if it comes from a credible source, if there are rewards for doing so, or if the messages are repeated. Uh, so that is a problem with peripheral route. Though it is easy to send out and easy to reach out, its impact might not last long. You may have to repeat the message. So you need to understand the pros and cons of yeah, the potential and the weakness of the strengths and weaknesses of these two routes of persuasion. The central route of persuasion takes time, takes a lot of efforts, but its impact is likely to last long. Whereas peripheral route of persuasion is very simple, straight line, quick, immediate, less time consuming, but it has the danger of being ignored or forgotten, right? Very soon. It might not remain on the minds of the people. You have to repeatedly tell them. So, depending on the nature and the content and the significance of the message you are sending out, depending upon the nature of the people you are targeting, you may have to choose either of these two routes of persuasion to send your message and to make it make your campaign effective. That is, think, yeah, overall there. No? How many are there? No? 8. Okay, let me go back. Are you able to follow these slides? Pooja, are you able to follow these
Yes,
theories?
sir. Yes, sir.
Mute your audios. Mute your audios. here is a summary of all the four theories of persuasion and social influence. Please go through this. We had noted four theories: social exchange theory, diffusion theory, social learning theory, and elaborated likelihood model theory. In social exchange theory, people act in ways that reduces their cost and increases their rewards. They always compare the cost and benefits of receiving and adopting and following a particular message. And if they are convinced that their rewards or benefits outweigh their costs in adopting this message or following this campaign, your PR campaign, they will do so. So they will have this exchange concept, what we normally find in economics. The same exchange concept has been extended to social context also, or the public relations context also. So people, and the same theory has been modified to make it relevant to our PR. So that is what the social exchange theory says, whereas diffusion theory says any PR message or any message for that matter passes through five distinct phases or stages um, discreetly. Might not be very visible, but discreetly in the minds of the target audience. So, as a PR consultant, you need to be quite patient. You need to have the perseverance. You need to wait, right? You cannot expect any miracles to happen overnight. The message takes a fairly long time to reach and to sink in the minds of the people or the audience before you can expect them to adapt or follow the message. So that the diffusion or the spreading out of the message is a lengthy multi-stage process. That is what the diffusion theory says. Then social learning theory says that the especially the members of the audience might look up to their seniors or elders. And if they find that any particular conduct or behavior of these elders is being recognized and rewarded, then as juniors, as younger ones, they tend to adopt these uh, behaviors or conduct. So the message for the PR consultant from this theory is that you cannot expect the juniors to suddenly follow your methodology. You target the elders, you target the opinion makers, you target the seniors, right? You win them over, you bring out a change to behavior in them, then it percolates down to the last member, the junior most member of the target audience. They tend to follow without much persuasion or without much repetition of message. So people learn the a given behavior or given conduct by looking up to their seniors. So target them, then the message very slowly percolates downwards to the last person, and we can expect the last person in the group to adopt the same behavior which you expect from the audience. And the likelihood model involves two routes of persuasion. One is the central, which and the other one is peripheral, which we noted just now. So you need to be prepared for these situations. Certain messages in certain situations might be taken easily, might be carried out easily, whereas in certain other situations, with respect to certain other groups of people, the messages might require some kind of reinforcement, right? Some kind of clarification, explanation, elaboration. Only then your message might reach them and you might be able to persuade them towards their desired behavior or desired conduct. That is the summary of these theories. The second set of theories, we noted at the beginning of this session, this unit, that there are four different sets of theories. We have completed two. In the first set, the theory of the systems theory and situational theory, and in the second, these four theories. social exchange, diffusion, social learning, and elaborated life. Let's try to see one more. And the third set is theories of mass communication. Three popular theories that apply especially to the mass media. How mass media can support and supplement the PR campaign, and what are the models available for the PR consultant to follow while employing the mass media to carry out his campaign, to carry his messages to his target audience. Uses and gratification theory is one, framing the theory is another, and agenda setting theory is another. So in third set of theory, we have three sub theories. So 2 plus 4 plus these three. 7. 2 plus 4, 6 plus these three. 9. So we are ending up with 9 theories at this stage. Uses and gratification theory, framing theory, and agenda setting theory. Simple theories. Let us see. I think we have got a couple of minutes time to see this one. First, a definition of media, because the theories, this theory is about theory of mass communication, theory of relating to mass media that is employed by the PR to conduct the PR program or campaign. So the English word media is a Latin derivative of medius, meaning middle, which comes in between two points. Something which comes in between 2 points. It connects the 2 points. It bridges the gap between the 2 points. For our purposes, we define media as all the means of communication. We have a wonderfully large group of communication means like newspapers, radio, TV that provide the public with news, entertainment, etc. Usually along with, of course, commercials or advertising as per the dictionary meaning. So all the means of communication, we call them, we have this collective pronoun that is media, the plural form of media. So that is the definition of media. It simply means, or it includes all means of communication we are seeing. Now we may have to add the social media also, not only the print and electronic media, even the social media, whichever connects 2 points. 2 points from our PR context, the PR consultant, and the audience. These 2 points are connected by this media. Otherwise, in the absence of this media coming in between and trying to connect these two, the message would not have reached them, or he would not be been able to expect a desired attitude change or behavior change in the target audience. So this is a very invaluable medium connecting the organization or its PR and the stakeholders of the target audience. That is what is to be understood here. Oh, sorry, how did I jump to second theory? The first is yeah, the uses and gratification theory. Let's have a look at it. I don't know whether we have got the time to go through the entire theory. Uses and gratification theory asserts that people are active users of users of media and select how they will use it. So very simple. Users means you are using the media, and the gratification. Gratification means satisfaction. Simple. You use the media, right? Or this theory says that you use the media as an active user, and you are going to select based on its potential to satisfy or meet your requirements. Researchers Researchers have found that people use media in the following ways. As entertainment, you all agree, we all use, say, take the example of television. We all use it as a medium of entertainment to scan the environment for items important to them personally. So we may check the apps, we may check Amazon in our mobile to see are there any offers, are there any things we can buy, with, things that interest us. As a diversion, many people do this. Is it not? When the class gets bored, many of you, I have seen many of you using your mobile, right, below the desk and keep on chatting with your friends in the other section. Right? We all do this. When we are bored, you are going to a function, it is dragging and dragging and dragging. Suddenly you take out your mobile, check your messages, check your WhatsApp, Facebook, or put the earphone and keep on listening to music. Or when you are traveling in the bus, it's a 6 hours journey, it is very boring journey. What do you do? As a form of diversion, you start listening to music, putting the headphones or earphones. So we use the media for diversion as a substitute or personal relationships. We might not be able to see them. We might not be able to talk to them. We might not be able to be in their company every day. So what we do? We use the calls, we use the video calls, we use the chat mode, we use whatever. Now we have, especially with the social media, we have we are able to talk to people in far off places, in different countries, in continents, so instantly. So we are able to substitute as personal relations and as a check on personal identity and values. We can always keep on checking these messages, whether they are acceptable to us, whether we are able to follow them, whether we are going to improve them. We get daily, we get lot of messages, lot of self-grooming advices, lot of inputs, etc. For various things, whether it's a personal, professional, career, right? We might not scan through all this. We might have, uh, we might be following certain groups. You have seen, you have joined a lot of groups to receive beneficial, useful messages to improve ourselves, to improve our personality, to develop our personality, to improve our potential, to improve our academic successes, etc., etc. So we use media for these many purposes as a means of entertainment, to see the things, buy the things as a matter of diversion, to maintain our personal relationships, and to are for self-improvement in terms of values and identities. So for public relations practitioners, this means that not everyone will see and hear the bad news about a company or product. So there might be a bad news. You need not panic that it has reached all the 130 crores of people. Not many people might have seen that message about your company. So you need not worry. You need not panic on this. Suppose there is a thing, it might not reach. I might not be knowing what is happening in Infosys today. You might have seen today. You might have seen a message. I might have not seen this. So that is a kind of reassurance to the relations practitioners. Public relations practitioners should expect that messages in the mass media will be shaped, selected, and interpreted in multiple ways if these messages are seen and heard at all. It is not that everybody in the target audience would receive the message in the same meaning. They might interpret this message in the same way as every other person of 130 crore population. That's not necessary. I might interpret it differently. You might interpret differently. I might take it differently. You might take it differently. I might read it twice. You might just ignore this, skip that message. It might not be of any interest to you. So it happens at different levels, at multiple levels. This message reaches and gets into the system. So as PR practitioners, you need to be aware of this. So that is a kind of consolation for the PR managers. They need not panic. They need not worry too much about a message being sent out about a bad thing in the company. Not necessary. I might not know, or you might not. I know something about, say, Maruti Suzuki, but you might not be knowing that at all as of today. You might not be knowing anything about that mishap that has happened with a Maruti car somewhere, say in Delhi. You might not be knowing this. I might have received a message. I might have interpreted that the products are not being serviced properly, but you might not care at all. So that happens. So messages, PR packages should realize that messages that go out do not land on all the target audience at the same time, and all the members of the target audience might not receive, understand, interpret, and adopt or follow in the same way, in the same degree of impact. I might accept it, you might discard it. I might ignore this, you might lap it up. It happens. It varies from person to person. This is required to be understood by the PR practitioner. So enough for the day, right? Let me stop sharing the screen. So at the end, there was one extra. Yeah, what? How come Pooja Aishwarya, Anudna, Pooja Gowda, Kavya, Chaitra, Danya, then who is this 52? Who is 52? Pooja Gowda. Pooja Gowda must have gone out now. Just hello? Yeah, did you say anything?
Yes.
Yeah, Pooja, did you say
This is
something?
Suprada, sir.
Suprada. 46 Suprada. Then Sonia.
52. 46 Rachana, sir.
46 Rachana. Yeah.
52 Suprada.
Yeah, yeah. Danya has come. Where are those two guys? Nitin and Harish Naik. Have they left MBA or not? Are they still there? When we meet again on May 4th, let's hope to see them. So another 18 days. Take care, right? Keep in touch among yourselves. And I am going to end this meeting here. Okay. So thanks for attending. Keep attending all the classes. Take care of yourself. Don't go out. How many of you had gone out during the last 2 days? All of you.
No.
How many of you had gone out at least once?
Last Sunday I gone, sir.
Me, sir.
Last Sunday. After that, you have not gone. Very good.
No, sir.
Yesterday I gone, sir.
Where? Where did you go?
14, sir. 14.
Near home, sir.
Okay. Okay. You had gone out with all the mask on and right?
Yes, sir.
Huh? No.
Yes, sir.
Then you will have to be booked by the police.
Yeah, sir. Right now I tested. I'm safe.
You have got tested. Very good. Very good. So take
Yes,
care of your health. Take care of your family members, youngsters. Okay. So let me end the meeting. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.